Hey guys, welcome back. SimUK here. Farming Simulator 19. It's not the perfect specimen that I hoped it would be, but my god, it is good. I have to say, despite all of the issues and the bugs and the annoyances that this game still has 4 months after release, it is actually the best farm sim I think I've ever played. When the modders, if the modders get hold of this and really start to ramp it up, I think this will be the best farm sim. But like every farm sim that's been released, until the modders get hold of it, it is pretty lackluster, I think is the right word. Couple of extra mods that I've added. Let's see here. How do I add extra mods to a career that I already have? If I click continue. Here we go. So in the last episode, I sort of spoke to you and I said that I had seen somebody using the gear add-on mod, but actually I hadn't. I just thought I had. And what's interesting is I'm pretty sure I've just added a replacement here, but I can't seem to find it. Oh, we got speed control there. It looks like speed control is the system that was overriding my cruise control, perhaps. I'll have to look and see what speed control is, because cruise control certainly stopped working yesterday. Toolbox, yeah. Wow, this is odd. Okay, bear with me. I'm just going to go look and see if I can find this thing. Okie dokie. There we go. Manual attaching. That's a mod that I've just located. It's being updated regularly. Version 1.0 was a bit buggy. 1.1 is supposed to have fixed all of the bugs, or most of them at least. But I've also got one called TSX. It's so frustrating that it's not organised in the correct manner. No content available. See, I'm not sure this search actually works. Yeah, I'm confused now because I do have a mod installed which is supposed to give me gears, and it's got really good reviews, and I've seen it working. Let me just try something else. Okay, I think I've got it now. So I've installed another one called Vehicle Control Add-on. So let's just have a look and see if we can find that. No, that's not showing up either. Yeah. It is odd. Well, it's something I'm going to have to come back to and figure out at a later date. But what we have got, what we have successfully managed to get installed, is the manual attaching mod here. So that's something. But yeah, I've gone for 2 mods that I believe I have watched being installed and used on Farm Sim 19, and to great effect. One is called TSX Enhanced Vehicle, and the other is called Vehicle Control Add-on. I don't believe them to be the same thing, but yeah, certainly I'm not seeing either of them here. One here for less engine brake force. This mod reduces the engine brake force of any drivable vehicle to 20% of the original value. That is for those of us who feel that it's too aggressive, obviously. Speed control. This mod adds 3-speed memory to vehicles. With the buttons 1, 2, 3, the respective speed memory is selected and activated. With numpad plus minus, the speed of the selected speed memory can be changed. The buttons can be customized in game options. Okay, so do you know what? That is not actually something I need, because we have cruise control and I'm perfectly happy with cruise control. But thank you. That was it did work once. And to be fair, I didn't know how to use that mod properly, so it's probably more my fault than the game's fault. 32 animal husbandries, I'm really looking forward to doing that. That really, I think, is something they should have included with the base game, to be fair, in my humble opinion. But yeah, some clever clogs has gone ahead and produced that mod, and it looks pretty flipping fantastic. Player speed. This allows you to set different walking speeds for the... Yeah, don't think I need that one either, to be honest. I'm quite happy with the speed as it is. That's fine. Fast Night, incidentally, if you spotted that just going past, that is something that the developers looked at but ultimately didn't introduce. And then obviously a modder turned up and just made it work. So, I mean, what the hell is wrong with these people? They can't do something, but, you know, the modding community can. It's crazy. These people, honestly, I think they lie to us. I think they must be lying to us half the time. Placeable solar panels, they're back. That's good to see. Excuse my wife shouting at my daughter. She does it a lot. It's her only way of communicating. Don't know why. No, genuinely cannot see that mod. Just doesn't seem to be there. It's so strange. I'm going to have to come back and look at it. But yeah, we need to go off and do it's karate practice night tonight. So she's going for a yellow belt this evening. So we're all going to go watch, give us some support and some cheers. And yeah, so if we make it there with all the shouting that's going on downstairs right now, it'd be great, won't it? Hey, no, I can't find this mod anywhere. I've looked. I'm going to have to come back and have a look at it later this evening and see if I can get it to work. But manual attaching, at least, is there. So that's something, guys, and we can see how good that is in this episode today. Okay, I'll be back later. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, SimUK here, back with a bit of Farm Sim 19. I don't need to do an introduction, I did one earlier. Okay, so I've been looking. I've been looking at the mods, and I think, oh god, I still can't use the controller to navigate the menu. It's an absolute nightmare. Enhanced vehicle! I figured it out. We finally got enhanced vehicle installed in the system. Now, I don't particularly know how to use it yet, so this episode might not be a good episode for showing you how manual attaching and enhanced vehicle work, but at least I've got them installed in the system. I might make a video just explaining how you install them, because they're a little different than previous mods I've used, but not significantly. It's just you've got to find the right zip file, basically. Okay, good. This save game uses downloadable content which is not installed. If you continue, some vehicles will not be available. Alternatively, that's not true. If you continue, some vehicles will not be available. Alternatively, you can download the following content: speed control and player speed. How are either of those two mods going to stop vehicles being available? They're not, so don't be so silly. And if they do, then you've coded it wrong, basically. Right, so I've just got to find those two extra mods. Enhanced vehicle. Oh, you spanner. Me think me press wrong button. Me think me press wrong button. Good. We'll try that again, I think. Oh, typo. Horses need hay, water and oat to be happy. oh, what a night. It was back in 1964. Why do we spawn here? I wonder if I buy a farmhouse, whether I'll spawn at the farmhouse. I do hope that's the case. Alright, let's get the heck out of Dodge. Okay, so it seems when you quit out of Farming Simulator for some period of time, it actually completely disconnects the game. So any recording you might have going will stop. Right, let's try this again. How do I select it? Square. Where is the select button? Oh, wrong one. Select. There we go. That's one. Now we just have to find the t'other one. Again, you know, quality of life issue. Couldn't they just have the ones that aren't ticked at the top or the ones that aren't ticked at the bottom? So you could easily scroll all the way up or all the way down depending on what it was you were trying to achieve. That would make life a lot easier for people, wouldn't it? Right, so I've got two vehicle control mods that I'm going to be trying out. I don't know which one's best. Don't bother asking me because, you know, this is very raw. This is very first time looking kind of scenario. But I'll try them both out. I'll give them both a bit of time and see how we feel about them. Alright, let's go fly a kite up to the highest heights. Let's go fly a kite. Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. That was like a little church building up there. I bet you can't get there though. So yes, I am wondering whether or not buying a farmhouse would enable you to spawn at the farmhouse. I'm hoping that's the case. Wow, this really is a long way around, isn't it? Rather than spawning at that random location. I mean, just as a question, okay? Just ponder this and let me know what you think in the comments if you can be bothered. But why spawn us there in the middle of a bloody field? Or not even in the middle of a field, in the middle of nothing. When they've got a perfectly good couple of train stations they could have spawned us at. Or the shop. You know, logical places. Not just in the middle of bloody nowhere. It's a bit odd to me. Whose idea was that then? Or is that the thing that I thought was a church? Or is there actually a church? I think that might be it. Not a church at all. Can I climb up? Oh, I can. Look at this! I can pick it up. Can I sit down? Oh, there's the church. Okay, wow, what a view. That looks pretty cool. And there's kind of like a haze or a mist rolling in. That's nice. This is definitely... If you exclude the fact that the LOD is a bit crappy, especially surrounding shadows, then, yeah, I mean, look over there. On the path. Look how I'm controlling the shadows just by looking in that direction. I mean that's crappy, and that really does detract from how nice this game looks otherwise. And I also think the speed at which the shadows change is I just hate the shadows in this game. I think they're awful. Really bad. But other than that, other than the shadows, This is the best looking farm sim that we've got. Oh, you're kidding me. I just remembered I took the tractor to the shop. Caramba. I think what we're going to need to do No, see, I was going to drive that down there. I thought that'd be the easiest way, but I just remembered how difficult it was to get the bloody thing up here in the first place. Repeating that is not necessarily high up on my wish list. There's got to be a better way of getting up here, and I'm wondering if this is it. If you look on the map in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a stretch of skinny road there which goes over the train tracks. Kind of difficult to see, really, on the map. I don't think the map is the clearest map I've ever seen. But yeah, I mean, that could definitely be easier than... The only problem is that there's quite a significant hill climb from this side of the road to get over. Oh no, that's not going to be an issue because of that. Oh yeah. That's perfect. That's not a problem. Just do it. Just be dangerous. By the way, never do this. Never, ever, ever cross. Never go near a railway line. And certainly never cross a railway bridge. In case you haven't seen it, there is that video on YouTube of a film crew that, for whatever reason, thought it would be clever to climb across this bridge. Yeah, unfortunately for them, the train turned up and I think only one of the film crew were killed, but yeah, I mean, they could all have easily lost their lives because of that one decision. No way. Can we get up here? We almost can, look. Isn't that a shame? Like the other one you could climb up and there's a little lookout. But not this one. Interesting. Gonna nip through your garden. Apologies, thank you. There's our tractor. There goes the train. Choo-choo! Alrighty. I've got to say, I think the audio is better. I wouldn't say it was perfect, but better. Definitely better. Right, now, apparently we have the ability to have proper sort of gears and physics and stuff now. That's part of the mod that we've just added. But I believe there's like an on-off switch. So you would have to come in here, figure out which button would turn it on or turn it off. Here we go, EV, which stands for Enhanced Vehicle. So it's installed, we've definitely got it. So front hydraulic on off, front hydraulic up down, rear hydraulic on off, parking brake on off. So this we're going to bind to a handbrake. Reverse driving direction. Yeah, I thought this was going to be a full gear mod, like the Gearbox mod was, but I don't think it's going to actually do that. I do have another one to look at called Vehicle Control add-on. Maybe that will do what I'm hoping, but no, this isn't, I don't think, going to do it. How do I turn this on? bind it to that for now, just to see if it works. It's all experimental, and you know, farm sim without. Oh, there we go. If you look in the bottom right hand corner, where the speed dial is, you can see you've got this forward or backwards thing on. Yeah, I mean, that's not even working the way it's meant to. I turn it on, which is great, but then I can't, despite having bound buttons to control forward and back motion, it doesn't seem to want to actually do it. You can see we've got PTO attach and detach here. That's going to be fun. That's going to be the manual attaching and detaching of equipment. So, forward driving direction. I mean, I bound it to something. Change wheel drive mode. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with that. It might not work out the way I hope it will. Oh, have we got it? Yes. No. No, it's still doing reverse is reverse. Okay, so when I put that on, neither things work. And I slam it into gear and still nothing works. I mean, it's making noises. Oh, I can see in the bottom right hand corner there's an icon there. So I'm basically saying, I'm assuming that's two-wheel drive, and that's locked axle, perhaps? I'm not 100% sure. But, yeah, certainly driving forwards is not working. Alright. Let's do what we came here to do, which is buy a seeder. Oh, also I've turned my my dead spot right down to 5%. May even have to turn it down lower than that. Handbrake on. I'm not convinced the handbrake works either. Yeah, I mean, that's disappointing. Aha! Now it will work. Ah, okay, I've cracked it. So, bottom right hand corner, sorry, it took me a little while to figure that out. Bottom right hand corner, you've got a red dot with an arrow above it and an arrow below it. So when the red dot is on, it means the handbrake is active. You release the handbrake, you've got a back gear and you've got a forward gear, and now the brakes adjust the brakes and reverse, etc. Now, it doesn't give you manual gears, but what it does give you is gears of a sort and a handbrake as well. So that's definitely something. I've forgotten to put my head tracking on as well. Okay. Good. Okay, well, I mean, that's not too bad. It's not as good as the Gear Mod add-on was. The Gear Mod add-on had proper like full-on gears, high gears, low gears, splitters, all that kind of good stuff. And it doesn't seem to have that functionality, but it's better than what you get by default. Now, this is the manual detach thing, so you can see that red dot there. If I click on that, that will just detach whatever I have on the back of the tractor. And for me, again, that's a really important feature. I do like the handbrake aspect of it. That is something I'm very impressed with, because that feels pretty darned realistic. Stop the tractor, handbrake on. It's nice, I like that. Okay, let's get in the shop. Let's get the bits and bobs we need to get. If I can remember how to get in the shop. God, how do I get in the shop? Is that me making that noise? How do I get in the goddamn shop? Just press P. It's easier, isn't it? Trying to actually use controllers on this daft game, which used to be so good with controllers, and now it's just an absolute disaster area. How much is a farmhouse? $180,000. That's not too bad. A house for your farm. I can only assume that you would spawn at the house rather than sort of in that random location. Right, we are here because we need a seeder. Seeders, there we go. Now, if I can get a seeder that's also a cultivator, with a seeder planter you can sow fields. Good. With a seeder planter you can sow fields. Additionally, this machine offers the possibility to seed directly. No previous cultivating or ploughing necessary. But it doesn't do sunflowers. That doesn't do sunflowers. That doesn't do sunflowers. That doesn't do sunflowers. Neither does that. No, 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 no. No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Right. Well. That's a bit of a testicular kick to the what's-its. Do we have potato technology, cotton technology, disc harrows. This is like to get rid of weeds. See, if we had a filter, then part of that filter could be just show me stuff that's relevant for sunflower growth and farming, and sort of save me an absolute flipping age trying to figure out this stuff. Sugar cane technology, crop protection, slurry tank, tedders, windrowers, weeders, fertilizer. Oh, that's the weeder. I may have to Google this. I'm at a bit of a loss. Let's see if the it's not going to tell me anything about anything, is it? Where's my phone? Google moment. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. We need a planter. Maybe not a seeder. A planter. Is a planter a different thing? Can we see a planter somewhere? That's a planter, right? So planters can do sunflower. 27,000. Okay, gotcha. We're on it now. On it like a car bonnet. 27,000, 26,000. That's interesting. So that requires 110. That requires less. 600 litres, 1,140 litres. So that, I mean, that seems like the better option. 9 miles per hour. 9 miles per hour. Doesn't say the width of the seeder. 6 metres, 3 metres. So although that holds less, it will seed much quicker. That is interesting. And then for 30,000, that's 6 meters wide. Again, it doesn't hold very much. And that doesn't do sunflower. This one does, and that's very expensive. They get extremely expensive then. So this is kind of in the middle of this one, isn't it? The Planter 3 R12. It's 54,000. That's quite a bit more. But it will hold 1,204 litres of seed. It's useful for sunflower and whatever the hell else some of those are. Sugarcane, sugar beet, I think, and cotton maybe at the end there. So I think this one, I think the width, the double width is definitely worth the extra. And 600 litres, it's difficult to know whether or not that's going to be enough to do an entire field. But let's be fair, our field isn't that big, so I suspect that shouldn't be a problem. The only thing that's worrying me is this. What does this mean? Details? It's going to cost me £270 per day. Whereas this one, £520 a day. Oh no, sorry, £260 a day. Completely looking at the wrong thing. Right, okay then. So I think possibly the Azurit 9 is the way to go for the extra 1,000. Yeah, I'm going to do it. There's a big part of me that says, just lease it. Just lease it so you know if it's big enough or not. But I think we got one of the smallest fields out there. We're just going to go for it. We've only got, what, 76,000 left in the bank. So we've got to be really super duper careful with what we do at the moment. Although this is a test run, so if it all goes horribly wrong, it's not actually that bad. Right, so what do we want to buy? Big bags, pallets, or bales? What's in pallets? We need some sunflower seed. Liquid fertilizer? Nope. Big bags? What's in big bags? Pig food, oats, wheat, seed. Okay. So, yes. Now I know what that means. So this is... No, I thought I knew what that meant, but I don't actually. So that's what a big bag looks like. And that is... No, I'm a little bit confused. Big bag. Okay. So that's one type of bag. Okay, so that's 900 for 1,000 litres. And that's twice the price for twice the amount. Okay, so which one do I need for my machine? That's what I've got to figure out, I guess. Oh, crikey. It's all very complicated, this, isn't it? Planters, this one here. So he needs that icon. Now I've got to go back and figure out which one that is quick, before I forget what I just saw. Seed big bag? Yeah, I'd say it's that one. So we're going to buy that. Now my concern now is, how do I get that? How do I... Oh, that's tiny. Why do they call it a big bag? That's tiny. But how do I get that from here to where I want it? That's the next question. Right, where's my tractor? Where's my tractor? Let's go hook this bad boy up. Handbrake off. Into gear. Using my rear view mirror there. Oh, see, I'm not used to having almost proper gears. Started using the brake to reverse and it didn't work. I do find these tractors stop remarkably quickly. Oh, there's me waiting for the icon to come on, completely forgetting that I've installed this manual attach thing, which I can't currently get to. I have to pull forward a tad here. That should be enough. Handbrake on, jump out. There we go. Connected. I have to connect the PTO to this. I'm thinking I must have to. It's got to be controlled by the PTO, but I can't seem to get the angle to... You see the red dot to unhitch it. Ah, I can see two dots. Can you see the two dots? Okay, so I can see two dots, but when I hook it up, we'll find out. We'll find out. Okay, so I've got this thing attached. How do I now get the seed out of the bag? That's my next question. And apologies if you guys already know how to do this, because this is the first time I've been able to get past all of the bugs and issues that come with this game and actually sort of get some gameplay going. Right, I'm pretty close to that, so how do I then bring up the helper thing? Where's the helper? Toggle help text. What's weird is I was going to bind it to F1. So here we are. Y to select seed or corn. Oh yeah, and it actually says it underneath for the first time ever. Thank goodness. Sunflowers, okay. And then to refill the sower. Got you. Cracking. I'm just going to real quickly jump in here because I just remembered something I read but then didn't pay enough attention to. So this seeder planter will only sow fields. Turns out none of these then are capable of cultivating and sowing at the same time. So I am going to have to get a cultivator of some sort. That's fine. Okay, right, let's get this up there where we need it. Is there any of that bag left? No, that bag is completely gone. So that bag is one full load of this stuff. Oh no, it's there. Oh weird, it's just moved. Maybe I dragged it by accident. Is there any way of knowing how much is in there? Let's jump out a second. There's no way of telling how much is in that bag. That's a tad annoying. Hello, darling. Why? You chew it. What are you eating? You're not putting blue tack in your mouth, are you? You can't eat this, this will make you very poorly. Are you eating your nails? Right, okay. When I ask you a question, please just tell me the truth. Are your penguins distracting you? Would you like me to take your penguin out of your room? Can you go to sleep with the penguin in your room? Okay. I'll come and say goodnight in a minute. Huh? Oh. I am recording, yeah. Would you like to put it up for me? Thank you. There's a train coming. We're panicking then. Okay, pop it up then, jump into bed and I'll come say goodnight in a minute. Yeah. Don't worry. Come say goodnight in a minute. Yes, of course you can. Right. Let's get this up there onto that field and then we'll come back and buy a cultivator. So yes, the dead spot now on the wheel is far less. I think I need to reduce it even more. I've got it at 5% at the moment, but even that feels a bit too much. It's nice that when you're driving straight and you sort of look around to know that the tractor is going to continue driving straight. Excuse me. So a small amount of dead zone is, you know, handy. Certainly makes things better. How now, brown cow? Well, that's annoying. Indicators don't automatically turn off. God, I thought that was something that was fixed yonks ago. Or was it perhaps a mod? Oh, crikey. Well, that kicked me about a bit. Going over the railway lines is not straightforward, it seems. Is this us? Where's our field? Where is our field? Oh, it's all the way over there. I've got to say, so far, the John Deere is doing the job an absolute treat. But then we haven't got any of the realistic mods on that made Farm Sim 17 feel so good and so realistic. So maybe that's the reason why. Okay, so handbrake on, jump out. Have a look at that keybind again. Oh, that's EV, manual attach, Q and X. Yeah, so I mean, weirdly, Q is detaching, but X is not connecting the PTO. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I know what's going on there. We'll find out when we try and turn it on and it doesn't turn on. We'll know we've got it wrong then. Okay, so I'm going to run down... Oh, actually, before I run down and get a cultivator, just going to jump out and brake on. It is better having this mod. It's just not everything I hoped it would be. Needs lime, needs to be fertilised. And there's no weeds at the moment. I think that's what it's telling me. So, okay, that's good. I mean, ideally, I need to figure out how to fertilise this bad boy as well. But that's going to be tricky with the amount of money we don't have. Sorry, just moving my recording camera info out the way. I knew I was going to hit that. So I'm guessing when I went over that traffic, the railway stop there last time, I accidentally clipped the planter as I went through. That would make sense. So we got 75,000 left in the bank. We are teetering on the edge of the abyss, as it were. But the good news is, I suppose, that once we've purchased this fertilizer and cultivator, we won't have any more expenses for next year. So it'll just be a case of any profit we make next year will be pure profit, or next yield, I should say, not next year. It's a shame there's no seasons in this game. I really was hoping there would be. But, yeah, it's Giants, isn't it? What can you expect? Right, let's do some navigation in here. Plough... Cultivator... I've never fully understood the difference between a plough and a cultivator. I mean, I know the visual difference, but, like, see, a cultivator prepares the field for the next sowing. And this one gives you the opportunity to seed as well, but only certain seeds. None of the seeds we're using. But yeah, they do get expensive. 12,000 for that one though, that's really cheap. But a cultivator prepares the field for the next... This trailed roller can be used in as a cultivator if you attach it to the Fradisk V6000. You can farm your fields in one step. Fradisk V1000. Okay, let's have a look at that just to see what we're looking at here. Fradisk. That's Fram. There's the Fra. Oh. Keep doing that. Fra roll. Framest. Okay. Frames. Is it just me being blind? Yes, it is. Right, so if I connect this, if I connect that to this thing, this heavy-duty harrow can be used as a large plough. If you attach a cultivator behind, you can prepare your fields in one step. If you want to work with AI, you have to align the tool into the smallest angle. Otherwise, you have to drive your tractor fully control this tool. That sounds very complicated. And wow, that's the cheapest cultivator there is. 2,750. These are all mods. I didn't realise that. Okay. It's only 2 meters wide though. Ideally, I want to limit the amount of work I have to do at this early stage. Every little helps, as it were. Interestingly, that... Oh, there it is. Oh, it's not in order of price. Okay. I was going to say, I didn't see that one in the list. Hey, that's not bad. 4 meters wide, 8,500. It's the favourite so far. 6 meters wide. And I think we've got just enough power for it. That's tempting at 13 to 13,900. Again, that's a mod. Why does this one? 3 meters. 10.2. No, that's out of our price range. 4 meters. That's too much. So 4 meter minimum. 6 meters is ideal, but 4 meters would be suitable. Confusing me. I don't understand what that means. I assume the Fradisk V6000 is a seeder, but I mean that looks like no cultivator I've ever seen. So it's kind of confusing me a tad. I don't know if it is a cultivator, and I can't afford to waste my money. Oh, 5.5 meters, 28,000 though. Too much. 12,000 at 3 meters, 24 meters. 186,000, quite right too. 39, 28, 24, 16, 7. Okay. So it looks like we're heading up here. What was that? 5.5, that's 28,000. 0.5. I mean, that's ideal, isn't it? Details. Tell me details. Tell me details about this. Really? There are no details, are there? Is it a cultivator? Sure as heck doesn't look like one. Okay, so for 13,800, I can grab this one. We have enough HP to do it. And it's 4 meters wide. Oh. And the Lemaitrice is also 4 meters wide, but only 8,500. So that's a heck of a lot cheaper. And doesn't require any... What's the SB1000? What does that mean? Connects to the SB1000? Is that what that's telling me? Something like that. 9 miles per hour, 11 miles per hour. Okay, so that's the trade-off. But we're short on cash, so I mean, saving those extra couple of thousand is definitely advisable. It's got to be this one, the Lemaitrice. Okay. Main colour. Oh, heck yeah! Except we're driving a John Deere, so green is actually perfect for us. Excellent. Right. Well, I mean, that looks more like a cultivator to me. That looks like a pretty good cultivator, I'll be honest. I think that's going to do us proud. Wouldn't it be nice if different cultivators had different, you know, some were better than others. And I don't just mean in speed and width and stuff like that, but, you know, some of them actually did the job better than others. But I suppose they can't do that because, you know, companies would get quite miffed. And quite rightly so. So yeah, that's never going to happen. But anyway, this is something we're going to buy. Yes, Demundo. Thank you so much, yes. And yeah, how much is a weeder? 18,000. 1,500. Weeders pull out small growing weeds between crops, improving the field state. They can only be used in the first growing stages of crops. Okay, so it's pretty cheap, but I would be concerned that we'd crush all of our crops if we used it in our current tractor setup. I think I'm going to steer clear of that this time round. Let's jump in and brake off into reverse. We'll take this up, and then I'm going to go say goodnight to my daughter. I should have done that before I did this, really. But hey ho, can't get it right every time, can we? Hey, we're only human after all. Now we did buy this John Deere with the weight on the front, but as you saw, lifting up that very heavy cultivator nearly lifted the front wheels off the floor. So it's a very good job that I did buy that weight, but I can tell already that we're definitely back heavy. I'll be cautious when going over hills, going up hills. What's weird is, well, maybe it's not that weird, but I cannot see much of the cultivator in any of my mirrors. But then it is pretty much, to be fair, it is pretty much the same width as the tractor, so that's not really a massive surprise, I guess. Yeah, we're most definitely rear end heavy. got to say the braking in this game is incredibly unrealistic. Oh, here comes the train. Yeah, good timing by us. We'll just pull up and watch it go. One day we'll be filling that, making an absolute fortune off the sales. I'm assuming now it's all automated, so you know I just need to take my stuff to this train station and the train will take it to wherever it is that I need to sell the stuff and automatically tip it off. If it doesn't do that, I'm going to be quite disappointed, I'll be honest. I think that's definitely what needs to happen. Okay, gravy, gravy, gravy boats. No idea how to lower that right now. Looks like we don't have a key bound for it, but I'm going to go say goodnight to my daughter and I'll come back and do this in a mo. So, see you in a minute.